All right, guys. How's everybody doing today? I'm excited. I'm an excited person today, and I'm sure other people are with me, right? But I'm gonna take some time to go through and set up everything I need to set up before we, dive into why I am excited. I mean, you probably all know I wasn't live yesterday. I did see the action, the movement, everything that was there yesterday. I saw all of it. So, yeah, definitely dive in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Morning to everybody that's in here. Let me go ahead and pin this chat. All right. So make sure you guys hit the like button as soon as you get in here. It does help out the channel, helps out growth, helps out everything. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to even, just watch me and just be here with me. It's still honestly surreal to think about the fact that in 2019, and what I was doing and, working a 9 to 5 job, as an accountant and, the transition to where we are today and being able to spend so much time with the kids. It's all because of you guys. I don't know if anybody here is new, but if you are, anybody that has shown up before, it's all because of you guys. So I appreciate everything that you are doing. Also the investments that I'm making, because the investments are going great, whether it's XRP or even things like Jasmine Coin or Swift Coin or whatever, right? Those investments are doing really, really well in a speculative market that a lot of people are like, no, I'm not going to be invested in that. I'm not going to believe in that. And because we believed in it, we're now seeing the benefits in the end. And I hope that you guys can, see what crypto is going to be and then prepared for where crypto will be in the future. But things like XRP, Solana, Ethereum, they're going to be worth trillions. And it really all depends on what gets, more of the reserve, what gets more of the attention. But I'm thinking XRP is definitely going to be up there when it comes to that attention. This cat, I don't know what her problem is. But, yeah, I appreciate all you guys for being here. Make sure you hit the like button. We got 138 people that are here. Were you selling all of it in 2025? No. So it depends what happens, right? It all depends on the prices. But I'm not selling all of it. I'll never sell all of it. I have a certain amount that's sitting in my Ledger wallet that I honestly haven't even viewed in a very long time. But I have a certain amount that's sitting over there. I have, 200,000 that's sitting in my wallet to move around with different prices that we hit. So no, I did sell off and on with BTCC. It's a platform where you can leverage trade. Speaking of that, if you guys want to sign up for BTCC, it's a great platform where you can leverage trade up to 500x leverage on XRP, which I did recently do a 500x leverage trade. Was very positive on that play. Just know it's very risky. You can also get a 10% deposit bonus as well as extra bonuses up to $10,055. So if you guys want to leverage trade outright by buying it and holding it, right? Or you want to demo trade and not actually use your money, you can use this platform to do so. So feel free to check out that link at the top of the description as well as at the top of the chat if you want to sign up for this platform. I have 2 or 3 trades that are open right now. One for 20x with Jasmine Coin that I'm up 142%, Lunic that I'm up 92%, and then Ethereum I'm up 65% here. So want to see those flourish, and with time, you can. But I tend to risk a very small amount and am able to make a decent amount out of it with these leverage trades. So if you want to know more about it, again, definitely click that link and sign up today. But let's check where the markets are. The market is currently up by about 8%. Let me refresh this. 5%. I thought it was a little high. It's at a 2.96 $1 trillion market cap. We are seeing Bitcoin's dominance still at the 60% range. So we're still not in altcoin season. So you have to understand that portion of it. But we're going to see that transition as time goes on. Great to see some more positive movement rather than Bitcoin down to 80,000, Ethereum down to 2,100 or so. XRP closing in on the $2 price point. But recently it did increase a heck of a lot, seeing 22.9, almost $23 billion worth of volume. You look at these three, right? $80 billion. You have Ethereum at $39 billion. You have XRP at 22 or $23 billion worth of volume. Absolutely fantastic, up 15 or 16% on the day. We did see this get all the way up to closing in on the $3 mark before decreasing down here to the 250 range, which is okay, right? When you see something massive like that, if you look at the last 7 days, when you see something massive like that, where it goes from 196 all the way up to about $3, you're going to see some retracements. That's just what's going to happen. Now, I'm sure with anybody that's searching for these videos and these live streams, you're probably like, I already know what's happening. When are you going to talk about it, right? And I will, right? Trump announced the strategic, crypto reserve, including Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and more. This is honestly what we all wanted to see, right? We all want to see a strategic reserve. We want to see a reserve for, mainly if we're here for XRP, right? So we want to see XRP succeed. We want to see that go farther than anybody's ever expected. And with things like this is one piece of the puzzle that can launch us into a place where it should honestly be worth and will be worth trillions just based on this. But then with more factors that are into it, it's worth multiple trillions, right? So cryptocurrency rallied on Sunday after President Donald Trump announced the creation of a strategic crypto reserve for the United States that will include Bitcoin, Ether, as well as XRP, Solana tokens, and Cardano's ADA. U.S. crypto reserve will elevate the critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, ADA. He said in a post on Truth Social, I will make sure that the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. And obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as other valuable cryptocurrencies will be at the heart of the reserve. And he said in a follow-up post, I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP surged 33% after the announcement, while the token tied to Solana jumped 25%. Cardano's coin soared more than 60%. I saw that. I obviously go through my watch list and sort it by what's moving the most, and I saw Cardano was moving a heck of a lot. I have Cardano. I don't have a heck of a lot of Cardano. I think it's like 10,000 of it, but I know people that have so much more and were able to continue to buy more. Just like I'm a huge fan of XRP, there's a lot of people that are buying the same level of Cardano. They're holding hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, right? So Bitcoin rose 10% to 94,000 after dipping to a 3-month low under 80,000 on Friday. Ether, which has suffered some big losses in crypto year to date, gained 13%. Ether is definitely more of the, I would say, not saying it's a disappointment, but it definitely was a disappointment after you saw the ETF. And the ETF didn't really create any type of hype like you saw with Bitcoin. It kind of just fell right from the start, right? Trump is hosting the first White House crypto summit on Friday, and investors will be watching closely for more clues about the direction of the reserve plans. This is the first time Trump has specifically or specified his support for a crypto reserve versus a stockpile. While the former assumes actively buying crypto in regular installments, a stockpile would simply not sell any of crypto currently held by the U.S. government. So again, this is something that can be massive, right? For anybody that's an XRP fan, believer, holder that understands the vision of where XRP is going, it now kind of takes that dream a little bit and turns it more into a reality when you have somebody that says, look, when you have somebody that actually can make that decision and go, we're creating a reserve, XRP is a part of that. Boom. It instantly brings all of the things that you thought could happen into reality. And now everybody feels good. They're buying XRP, they're believing in XRP, they're believing in ADA. And obviously Bitcoin is always going to be what Bitcoin is. But for reserve for XRP, XRP is that one cryptocurrency that can be used as a currency, right? That can be used on a day-to-day basis because it's so fast, so efficient, so secure. And, I feel as though a lot of people understand that. So anyways, that's where we stand today. And I wanted to just kind of go through that and see where everybody's heads are at. Thank you guys for, going through that 10-minute spiel about things. But let's go ahead and see what everybody else is saying. I'm gonna scroll back. It's dreamy when we are ahead of the game. Yeah. Are you from Indy? No, I'm not. Just a Caitlin Clark fan who has got me into the WNBA. I've been open to many teams. I live in Pennsylvania, so I massively support a Philadelphia women's team, which apparently was in talks for quite some time, but just hasn't become a reality. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of women's basketball now, especially having two daughters. I would love for them to, be able to play in the WNBA, but I'm just a Clark fan, Caitlin Clark fan. But no, I'm not from Indy. 9:85? What does that mean? Afternoon and no, that's not a thing. Afternoon in UK. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Afternoon from UK. Thank you. ICP. I haven't seen ICP yet. I haven't looked at it. Matt, is my understanding Congress would block the crypto reserve plan. Is that true? So it's an executive order. From what I understand, no. But if it's going directly through Congress, then yes, that's what I would assume. Again, I'm not the biggest on politics or legislative backing or anything like that. Like, understand that 100%. I try to and understand it as much as I can, but the more I try to understand it, the more I get into a debate on what side you're on and who you're for, and if you are celebrating Trump or not celebrating Trump, or celebrating Biden or not celebrating Biden, or whoever. And it's not something I want to get into ever. So from what I understand, I would say no, just based on what it is, but I may be wrong. So I worked for American Airlines and had to retire. I didn't take the COVID jab to keep my job. Yeah, that's, everybody can do what they feel like doing. Hopefully, you can make money from it investing and, working for yourself. A lot of times those things are a blessing in disguise, right? I wanted to quit my 9 to 5, but I didn't have the heart to do so. So somehow, in some way, it was a blessing for them to say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and shrink the department, and we're going to move everybody to, Hershey. We're going to move everybody to that area because I worked for Penn State Health. I can say that now. I couldn't say that when a year after my mutual separation. But I'll call it that. But yeah, I worked for them, and they were moving everybody there, and they were like, look, you can either take the severance or reapply for your job, because they were cutting everybody's salary and bringing everybody in under a smaller group. And it was interesting. I was technically not getting my salary cut, but I also didn't want to travel an hour to work every day, especially when I know that if I have an hour for work, if I have to travel an hour for work in the morning, I know I have to get up a lot earlier in order to do what I need to do. And then I also get home a lot later. I'm not dealing with that. So especially since I already had something that I was working on, that I was, building with YouTube and investing and all that stuff, that I had something set that could work for me. And it definitely was a blessing for them to say, we'll pay you to leave. It's like, all right, well, sure. Right now I can spend a lot of time with the kids and being able to work as much as possible. Guys, we have 270 people that are here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Get me up to 100 likes. I would greatly appreciate it. It does help out the channel, helps out growth, and just, everything. So please do that. I must have misunderstood your video a couple of days ago. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what you were talking about. A couple days ago. Let me see. Is it the one that was "This is over"? I'm not panicking about XRP on the flash crash. That's the last one that I did that actually was a little bit negative, I guess. Not really negative, it was more positive. But yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, I had one that someone tried to scam me. It's back. No. Yeah, I don't know what video that was. But yeah, I'm not selling any of my XRP. Not at the moment. Where will the funding come from to purchase and hold these coins in reserve? That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. That'll probably come from our debt. I would imagine so. And then build up that's probably how that would go, because they're not going to use, they could use some of the cash reserves, but they're not going to use that cash reserves, or they'll just print some more and then use that reserves to buy, use whatever that amount that they printed to buy the cryptocurrency, which is not good for our overall debt, just to let you know, and I'm sure you know as well. Matt, are you sleeping on? I don't know what that is, so probably guessing it will come from taxpayers. However, in my opinion, that's not something that's wasteful. So, seeing as they're cutting waste elsewhere, this shouldn't be an issue. I don't know if it'll come from taxpayers. I don't think they'll just allocate some of the taxes or heighten taxes, unless they have something within it that ends up increasing the taxes to support the Bitcoin reserve and XRP reserve and Solana reserve. But either way, it's not about really where the money will come from. It's about the concept of what they're thinking, where the future will be. Yes, in the end, it is about that, because no one wants our debt to be higher. We obviously want to pay less for items. We don't want inflation to be a thing, or further inflation to be a thing. But I think just to kind of focus in on one thing, it's about the belief in crypto, the acceptance of crypto. And if you see the government accept crypto, you have a lot of people that then want to follow and accept crypto as well. And whether they accept it on buying it on Coinbase, they accept it buying it on Kraken, or they just go out of their way and just buy, not really go out of their way, and buy Bitcoin and Ethereum on places like Fidelity or Charles Schwab or whatever place offers it that's easy access to them as a traditional investor. So it's definitely a bigger deal. And then that also opens the door for what I think will be a bigger deal is all-encompassing ETFs, meaning that you have not only the reserve that holds all of these things, right? But you have an ETF that also follows the top crypto coins that are out there, right? The top 25 crypto coins that are out there, and it holds all of those, and you see the movement based on the whole market rather than just that position itself. So believing in crypto as a whole, not just believing in what you think is the best thing, which is Bitcoin or Ethereum or something. Do you still see Jasmine Coin reaching $1 or higher? Absolutely. I still hold 1 million Jasmine Coin. This is the thing is, some people will tell me, they're like, oh, well, you're not mentioning this at all, so you probably either don't have it or you don't really see it getting to those levels anymore, right? I hold things. I've come to realize that holding long term is way better 1,000 times better than holding short term. Yes, you can gain something short term and you can supplement your income and do all that stuff with that, but it doesn't mean that all of your portfolio has to be short term. Long term will give you that consistent growth or what you're looking for in the end, based on what you believe is going to happen. Now, there's always a chance you could be wrong about something, but most likely you're not going to be wrong long term. You could be wrong very easily short term because the market is so speculative. So I'm still holding all the positions I've talked about. I still hold, right? I still hold, Jasmine Coin, CRO. I hold XRP. I hold Solana. I hold BNB. I hold GME coin, GameStop coin. I hold Swift coin, not all of it that I did sell some to get my initial investment, but I still hold 500,000 Swift coin. But yeah, I still hold a lot or all of the coins that I've talked about in the past because it's about what they are going to be in the future, not just about what they're doing for me now. Altcoin season hasn't even happened. Now, when I hit certain prices, yes, some will come off the board. I will sell some, coins and gain those profits and be happy with those profits. But right now, it's all about the long term in anything. They realized Bitcoin reserve would have been useless compared to an XRP reserve. I'm sure they have. You have to have more of those. Like, yes, a Bitcoin reserve would be great, but I think it's more of a crypto reserve that you need because Bitcoin is a part of it. It's just like holding gold. Like you're not going to put all of the money that you have in just gold. You want to have the US dollar, which honestly isn't backed by anything, and it should be backed by something. But either way, you have the dollar, you have gold, you have many other things that you're looking at, and then you also have crypto that you're looking at, Bitcoin, and you could say Solana is a part of it, and XRP is a part of it, and that will just grow and grow over time. So with this just being announced and being out here, XRP is going to be worth trillions. I 100% believe that XRP is going to be worth trillions. And this solidifies that, but then when you do see more things that are going to be added to the plate and what it's going to be used for and do, you're going to see how many trillions it's actually going to be worth, which is going to be eye-opening for people that maybe didn't believe in XRP. And it's going to be eye-opening for people that did believe in it. I had 10,000 I had 10,000 and he got scammed on Twitter because bad flakes are on Twitter. Elon Musk should do KYC. I'm pissed. I will write a song about Elon Musk. Yeah, I don't know how you got scammed on Twitter, if it was like the fake Elon Musk or if it was the parody or something. I think they have a parody account, but then they also have a lot of Elon Musk that can just get a blue check mark on there, and they end up scamming people. They do the same thing on YouTube, right? They make an account, and sometimes they'll even just take my videos, like my live streams, as I'm talking in my live, they'll make it seem like they're live, and it's me in the video, and then they're in the comment section saying, hey, if you want more Ethereum or you want more XRP or you want more this or that, you send me this amount and I'll send you back double, and all these things are scams. And I think YouTube is trying to do something with it, but they're not doing the best job possible, as well as the comment section. It's a problem. It really is. Do you see Jasmine? I read that. Thoughts on Spell Token, mate? I have no thoughts on it right now. Just give me a second. Let me. I think I've talked about it a couple of times in the past. Seeing how we have. Let me put it here. Seeing how we have about 300 people that are here, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to trade at a leverage trade, maybe you want to do a 50x leverage or 100x leverage or even just a 2x leverage, utilize the platform that I have in the chat, BTCC, where you can get a 10% deposit bonus when you use my link. Also, you'll get a up to $10,055 bonus there per user, 40% lower trading fees, up to a 500x leverage if you want to. I don't ever recommend it because it's very difficult to get profit off of 500x leverage if you don't know what you're doing. However, I've done it plenty of times. I also have a 20x leverage in right now, 15x leverage in right now, and also a 10x leverage in for Ethereum, Luna, and Jasmine Coin, respectively. I've had a couple of games of 700. I've had a couple of games of 500, 400. I'm up 100+% on 2 of these plays here today. But yeah, you can do live trading. You can also do demo trading, and you can practice trading without your actual money. Feel free to check it out. Link is in the chat. It's a great platform that I've been using for a good amount of time. Five months, maybe going on 6 months now, as we're in March. So yeah, I mean, XRP, again, if people needed a little bit of a refresher of where it is, I'm sure you guys already know. Currently $2.63 at a $152 billion market cap with $23 billion worth of volume, up 518% in the last 24 hours. I saw what was happening yesterday, couldn't go live yesterday as I had a few things that were going on Sunday, and Saturday was just absolutely busy. But yeah, XRP looks great, and the reason as to why we see this, or we saw this, is because of this thing that happened, right? Trump announced strategic crypto reserve, including Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. So seeing XRP in the mix brings, I think XRP jumped by, what was it, 33%? Yeah, XRP surged by 33%. You had Solana that surged by 25%. Cardano that ended up increasing by 60%, and Bitcoin rose by 10%. So, and then Ether, I think, gained, 13%. That's there. So things are looking great for crypto right now, and that's just because of that news. But it's still 100% is not altcoin season yet. Bitcoin's dominance is still at 60%. It's not decreasing, it's increasing. So when we see that continue to drop, we know that altcoin season is upon us. But Bitcoin right now is up by about 4.5%. Ethereum up by 2%. XRP up by 9%. You have some things. Let's go ahead and look at the top 100. Cardano up by 47%. XCN, that's up by 18%. Kronos has made a move. That's up by 11%. And so on and so forth, right? You got a lot of things that are definitely up quite a bit here. And even Trump official is up by 8%, 8.5%, up to a $3 billion mark. So yeah, again, crypto looking good right now. Not looking its best, because we've seen, it at a $3.4 trillion market cap. We've seen XRP, up to $3.40. We've seen Bitcoin up to 108, I believe 108,000. And Ethereum make moves up to into the 4,000 range, but should honestly both or all three, Bitcoin or 4, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, I think should all be worth or in the trillions, but in due time. How many XRP do you need to get a nice bag? I mean, it depends on what you need from it. How many XRP do you need? I would say if you want to be comfortable in the amount of gains that you're getting, I would love for you to have more than 5 or 10,000. But in the end, if you're looking to wait it out and really understand what XRP will be at the $100 price, or maybe even more, you honestly only need a couple thousand in order to do that. And if you would have had that from the beginning, you would have only spent, maybe $1,000 on 2,000. And now if you spend $1,000, you're not getting even 1,000 coins. So definitely would have been great to get it back then, but right now you can baby step your way into it. And I think you want to find the lowest price points. So when you see those lows, that's when you should be scouring, ready to buy. When you see these highs or higher levels and all the green, that's not honestly a place that you should say, hey, I'm looking to buy a bunch of XRP. You want to find the low levels to buy, right? The retracement points to buy. And it's so difficult because during those red days, you're like, it's going to go lower, and then it doesn't. Right? I've had many people that reached out to me on the day when I was live streaming, when it was crashing and not burning, but crashing and just falling. A lot of people were saying it's going to drop more. I have these experts that are telling me it's going to drop more, but then you never know what's going to happen. And that's exactly what I said. You never know what news is going to happen. You never know what's going to hit the mainstreams, and you never know. And since you never know, you can't sit here and go, this is not the lowest point, and I'm waiting for the lowest point. And many people asked me the same thing. They were like, should I buy? And I was like, it's a low level. If you don't have any XRP and you're below your cost basis, then buy it, right? And some of those people bought it. They made money from that in the short term, but they now understand that anything could happen because you have this news, boom, it goes to a level of $3 again. Where are those people that said it's going to crash down and go to 150 and go to $1 again, right? Yes, anything could happen. It could go down that low, right? But you want to make sure that you're buying at low points. It doesn't have to be the lowest point. I can tell you that over my time, I rarely, and I mean rarely, I can count on just 2 fingers of how many times I've caught the bottom, right? And one was more recently, the other one was years ago, right? So you're talking about catching the absolute bottom. It's very difficult to do so. So anyways, sorry to get into any type of spiel. It's not coming from tax money. Someone on Fox News from the administration last night and broke it down. Something to do with certificates for gold that they already hold in reserve that they hold. So they're looking to use their reserve of gold to transfer it to cryptocurrency. That seems a little ridiculous. Because the value of gold is going, that seems maybe a little bit ridiculous. I mean, it's better than using printing money. It's better than that. But still, I really hate selling a one asset, one appreciating asset really for another appreciating asset. I hate doing that. I like to be in both. And then I'll sell my appreciating asset to get to an asset that can stand still, which would be like the dollar or something. And then I will utilize that to buy whatever I want to buy. Because obviously still the US dollar still like rules, or where I live at least, fiat currency still rules right now. Maybe it's a little bit ridiculous, but however they get it done. It's better than printing more money and creating inflation, which makes sense. But the tax side of things wouldn't create inflation just because you're gathering the money that's already in circulation in order to do so. It's just going to take a little bit of time to build the reserve. The issue, though, is when they want to build a reserve, they don't do it sparingly like that. They just want to kind of build that reserve quickly so that it's not something where it's like, oh, the government is still buying and they're going to continue to buy. And while they're buying, retail investors can snipe them and buy, low, and then they end up buying at a higher price, and then they end up selling it because the government bought into this position, bringing the price of that position up, right? So they're not going to do it that way. They're going to do it quickly and without notice, so that people aren't buying early and then waiting for them to buy billions of dollars, or even hundreds of billions, whatever, and they decide that they want to, sell. The retail investors decide they want to sell and kind of like snipe the government. That's something they don't want from any position, and that's something that I believe that they don't like in XRP, is the fact that XRP has, 50 or 42? Is it 42? About 42% of the supply that's still sitting out there. And Ripple themselves could dilute the U.S. government if the U.S. government bought a lot of XRP. So, and that's something that will happen. They will dilute them, just like they're, diluting the overall position. But in the grand scheme of things, it should still be worth multiple trillions and worth so much more than where it is even today. Could XRP tokens be gifted to a U.S. reserve to be locked away? It could. That's another thing that could happen. They could create a reserve based on what Ripple's going to do, right? Ripple could take some of that supply and go, we're going to gift the US this much in a reserve, and maybe, just maybe, and this is what I thought could have happened, right? XRP could, or the government could be gifted the entire reserve that Ripple has, making it the largest crypto reserve that they have, and then bringing and giving us an understanding that this will not be diluted unless the government decides to dilute us in that way, which maybe people don't trust the government as much as they trust Ripple. But Ripple is going to release those coins. The government might not release those coins because we have that much in circulation. And maybe they'll just take, and this is all maybes, right? This is all speculation. Maybe they could just get an understanding of how much the US has in circulation and then be gifted that in a reserve rather than gifted the entire rest of the supply. Because the world holds XRP. It's not just the US. So the US probably has, let's say they have 25%, then they're gifted 25%, and now they have the same amount of circulating XRP as they do in reserve, which is what you really want. If something happens with XRP, you know that you can back it with this reserve that you have. Just like the US dollar, you have the same amount that's in circulation as, or you have the same amount in reserve as you do in circulation. That's just how that goes. I bought most of my XRP at 33 cents, but sold much of it due to my gambling problems. Well, I'm sorry about that. Sorry that you're dealing with that. I hope that you can get a handle on that, because gambling is a problem in the world. I know that people have some issues with just continuing to throw money on the table, and whatever it is, right? Theoretical table. The belief in crypto, I believe in my wife left me and got scammed, and still believe in XRP that will override all these losses. So I keep breathing, breath and hope because God. Well, I hope that you find some success here. Just keep giving yourself the opportunity to do so, and you'll succeed. Sorry that you're dealing with everything you're dealing with, though. Guys, we have 309 people that are here. I would like to get to 200 likes, so I think we're 40 away. So please hit that like button if you can. Why is XRP dropping 20 cents from last night? You're going to see a pullback when you see that much of an increase. And it was up by 33%. You're going to see people that end up taking profit. There's some people that bought at the 195 level, and maybe it's not just a person that bought outright. It might be a leverage trader, which is okay, right? You're going to see that fluctuation. You're going to see that movement. That's going to happen in any position, especially when you run by a heck of a lot, and then you have not really much else that's really pushing in the positive direction. Bro, stop. XRP is dead, man. Trump has deleted his post. I mean, that's your opinion. If you say XRP is dead, I'm not gonna support what you say there, because obviously I don't believe XRP is dead. But I don't think any cryptocurrency is really dead. But you can, believe what you want to believe. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But if you feel that way, you shouldn't be invested in XRP. And honestly, you don't need to be here talking about XRP if you don't believe in XRP. XRP will hit $3.50, then the bear market hit 30 cents. You think it's going to go back down to 30 cents in the bear market? I think it's going to go a lot further than that, because altcoin season hasn't happened and it already has reached a level of $3.40. So, but again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. How long will it take to implement the crypto reserve? What's the timeline you would guess? I have no idea. That really depends on what they're looking to, what the percentages are for the reserve, where the money is fully coming from, and if there's any type of backing to support the crypto reserve, like an XRP, escrow that they have. Are they going to pull some from the escrow? XRP has no value in crypto. SEC will end XRP for good. I don't agree with that. I had 32,000 XRP. Scam is hard. It was all I had. But yeah, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. I hope that, you know, any situation like that, you know, you can always learn from. And there's so many situations for me, I don't trust anything. I don't care when it comes to you know, emails and messages and calls and all those. I don't trust any of that. I don't care if they have all my information and they're like, I'm from American Express and, you know, this whatever. I don't trust any of that. I will say, they're like, oh, do you want to pay something right now? I'm like, no, I'll call back. I'll call back and I'll pay it, or I'll pay it online. I'll do what I need to do. But I'm not going to give any information here today. I don't care what it is. My name isn't even Matt. That's, you don't know me. That's the way that I do that. So I apologize for even laughing right now if you have dealt with a scam. But just try and learn from those situations, man. You have to learn from it. That's all you can do. If you tend to kind of let those things fuel you, then you're just gonna have a lot of rage and you're just gonna be upset all the time. You have to push forward. It's like when you lose a really close game, or you played a sport for your entire life and now it's finally over and you're never going to pick up that ball again, or you're never going to play that sport again. You got to learn how to live life without it, or live life without that competitive edge. We got to find a way around that. And that's something that I see all the time that people have difficulty with, but that's a whole nother topic. I want to know the possible price points as regulatory hurdles or implementation happens. What you got? You want to know the possible price points and the regulatory hurdles or implementation happens. I have no idea. I'm not gonna front at the moment. I know that there are hurdles in many people being against even the thought of crypto, but I really don't know how that would affect in many of the price points there. But right now, you still have the hurdle of XRP even being still in any way in litigation. But that's going to be dropped in some time frame. I just don't know what the time frame will be. Do you think CRO will go to $5? I'm more thinking $3, but with an understanding that if we see burns and, you know, we see CRO or crypto.com become an S-tier exchange and offering the exchange to many people and all this, yes, we could see that possibility of $5 all the way even up to $100 depending on the burns that are there. But that's not something that I'm 100% holding everything that I have for. And when I see CRO, I'm looking at the value of $1 or $3, right? But I will still hold some left over. I have 100,000, I believe, that's sitting in my Ledger wallet that I don't plan to do anything with. At the moment, I don't plan to do anything with. Thank you for taking the time for us. I'm a single mom trying to build a new life. Thanks for your advice. Well, I don't try and give advice, but I do, unless it's like, you know, maybe personal advice or something, but not really financial advice. And maybe I don't really have the experience enough to give family advice at all, because I only have an almost 8-year-old and an almost 5-year-old. So, but I appreciate you saying that. You know, I try to do as much as I can, and I hope that what I can do here is not about guiding people towards what to invest into, but more or less guiding people towards, you know, doing their own research, investing what they believe. That cat is throwing up. On the couch? Did she really just throw up on the couch over there? And then just sit like nothing happened? Now I have to go. I can't let that sit there. I can't. I gotta clean it up. All right. Give me a second. Let me go clean up this this throw up real quick. I don't know if I have any like. This is crazy. It's a blurred picture of the background. Yeah, we could do that. Let me go clean up this throw up. I'll be right back. I don't have a be right back screen, so let me do that. All right. I have that was just a lot to deal with, but we're back. Thank you guys for waiting up with me. We did get to 200 likes. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch me. Hit the like button and do so much for me. I appreciate it. I just got a $70 dividend from SPHC. Fantastic. What is this? Freaking cold. But yeah, we got 220 people that are here, 211 likes, and all these people that are commenting. I appreciate you guys a lot. Wish I would have purchased at 65 cents. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that wish they would have purchased at those low levels. Um, I I'm so glad with the amount that I was able to get. Yes, do I wish I would have been able to buy more, that I've been able to predict that these things were going to happen like um, more shorter term, right? Yes, I do. Do I wish I would have put through a decently sized leverage trade? Yes. Um, but I didn't. And I know a lot of other people that have made a ton of money leverage trading, and it's great to see that. Not only in things like XRP, but in many others, whether it's Solana or whatever. Um, but yeah, I wish I would have been able to do those as well. But um, it's not about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It's about what you are doing and how you can profit from what you currently have. Ethereum is the biggest disappointment, and Vitalik sold his soul. It definitely is a little bit of a disappointment with how Ethereum has performed compared to Bitcoin. I expect, like, I look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I've always looked at it that way, where they are the top two projects and they are going to compete for that top spot. And I always thought Ethereum would be worth more than Bitcoin. And while I still do believe that, I still do believe that Ethereum will be worth more than Bitcoin in the end. It's just taking its sweet old time to get up there, and not showing any type of urgency to make those moves, right? And while you see something like XRP that's literally lapping cryptocurrencies in order to get up to that third spot. Um, but I still do believe that I believe Ethereum is going to be worth more than Bitcoin, but I believe XRP is going to be worth more than Ethereum and Bitcoin. I think XRP is going to be the number one cryptocurrency in the world, and many people are still going to talk their trash about it. They're still going to say XRP doesn't deserve to be up there. Doesn't matter what you think it doesn't deserve to be. It's going to be at that place, whether you like it or not. um, Anyone think we can go over $20 this bull run? This bull run? Yeah, I think we can. For XRP? Yes. I'm looking at that $20 level or $25 level, and if we can see a continuation or we can see an aggressive amount of movement, then it could go a lot further. But that's just for this bull run, and I expect to see a lot more as time goes on, as the years go on, as the decade hits. I think that's where we'll see some of the massive levels and way more acceptance during that time period than where we are now. Nice plan. Should have had a better exit plan. Lesson learned. Yeah, I mean, you learn lessons, but the crazy thing is you're always going to learn new lessons. Whether that goes by buying more, then the next lesson probably tells you how to sell a little bit better, or the next lesson will tell you how to dollar cost average into it, or how to gather an APY from something, a consistent APY. And you learn from everything. You're going to continue to learn. And if you don't learn from these mistakes, that's when you start failing, right? Like really failing. That's like someone who loses $200 in a day, maybe gambling, and then goes, oh, you know what? I can make it all back. It's not your day. It's not your day, right? And honestly, gambling shouldn't be about you trying to make as much money as possible. Gambling for me is just about the experience of doing it, right? I like going and sitting down on a roulette table, and if I could play for the cheapest amount, I will. It's not about gaining as much money as I can. It's about playing the game of roulette. I love the game of roulette and putting, going with odds and your probability and all of that stuff there. So I really like it, but it's not something that I'm going to waste everything that I've gained over. But some people don't learn that, and they take it as if they should. That's a way of making money because they did it one time. But you're in a really great spot. I think, or just hold half of what you have, and you're set. Yeah, I mean, I already have my exit plan. Grok, still a big fan of Grok. I still hold Grok. I didn't buy any more. I should have bought more when it was at 20% of a penny, which means I can have another million for like $2,000 rather than the $7,000 that I paid for it. I'm not in a great spot when it comes to Grok, but I'm perfectly fine with it. I feel like altcoin season hasn't happened yet, and when we see altcoin season, things like Grok and many other meme coins are going to run as well, and that's when I'll be able to take my initial investment and be set, not for life, but just to be set in that position to begin with. I feel better parking a few paychecks in crypto than my bank. I hear you. I hear you. I really don't like. I've heard some horrible stories, some really, really bad stories about banks, and I try to keep majority of my money in investing or in investments, which may not be good either, because having a lot of money anywhere, it could have its flaws in some cases. But thank you for saying I'm in a really good spot. We go to $20, my life would change, and I will switch to less stressful job. Well, that should be the case regardless. You should be trying to find ways to not be in that stressful position. If you have things that you like to do, find a way to monetize those things that you like to do. You know, there are a couple of people that I know that want to be artists, and obviously, you know, Harper wants to be an artist, and I'm like, you know, artists can be paid a lot or can be paid a little bit. Right? And it depends on what your art is and how it speaks to people, and also what type of push you have. Just like any business, if I wanted to sell pens, the only way I'm going to sell pens is if I get it in front of people. If I'm keeping all the pens in my house, I'm not going to sell any of them. Right? So you have to fight for what you really want, and a lot of people won't take that. Like, it's not about taking a leap at times. At some points it is, right? It's always about taking a leap. But in the beginning stages of it, it's about working harder than what you would expect to work. You know, when I was working in a 9 to 5 and doing YouTube, I was putting out one video every single day. So I would take my weekends, I would record all the videos that I want to record, put out those videos. Then I found live streaming. I found a way to get into the investment scene, because investment content on YouTube wasn't really the most popular, and it was more about credit cards that was more popular. But I worked as hard as possible and worked literally hours streaming, hours creating videos before I had any type of comfortability to leave my 9 to 5. You know, you're never going to be 100% comfortable with what you do. So to wait until you're 100% comfortable is not ideal. It's just like people saying, I'm not financially set to have a child yet. It's like, are you ever? Do you know how much children cost? Do you know how to budget? If you know how to budget, you can find a way to manage around that. Now, are you financially set to have 7 children? Maybe not, but the point is, you never know when you're fully ready, and when you are fully ready, it might be too late. But that's a whole nother situation. Love all these conversations. These whales are patient. 2 years to us is an eternity. 2 years for them is a hop, skip, and a jump when you're wealthy. That's very true. I've learned this from my mistakes. I've played the long game. I agree with you 100%. If you just think about it this way and say, if you were buying XRP today, how much could you buy here today with the cash that you have in your bank account? Maybe, let's say you can buy 1,000, XRP at $2.60. That'll be $2,600, right? And if you buy that much and it moves by 10%, you're gaining $260, right? Fantastic. But a whale is buying $2.6 million worth and getting 1 million XRP. So now it moves 10%, and they're able to gain $260,000, right? So that's a huge difference in what you're gaining versus what they're gaining, right? And they're able to put that somewhere else now, and they can also compound. You know, the more money you have, as long as you're making the right decisions, the more that you can gain in the end. And honestly, you don't want to risk everything that you possibly own, but if you truly believe in something, you invest in those things. You risk the same percentage as you would if you were, you know, if you just have $1,000 or $2,000 in your account versus $2 million in your account. I've learned that a long time ago, where I'm like, all right, well, if I'm looking to, this is why I have an exit plan that starts out low, because if they're looking to gain maybe 100% and we're like, oh, you know what, we can see this go to $10 per coin, they're not waiting for that, right? They're gonna take whatever their percentage is, and then they're gonna throw it into long-term plays, and they're gonna leave the rest that's sitting there, right? And that's just, or they're gonna take everything that they invested and leave the rest, which will be 10% or 20% profit, which could be $200,000, $300,000, but they still protected their initial investment, right? So they're patient with everything else that they have, but then they are aggressive in the beginning because they don't need to have a high percentage. Exit liquidity for Trump family, if you bought for the Trump official coin. My average XRP is 62 cents for 4 years and accumulate over 150,000. Also, I have XLM, HBAR, ADA, Solana, and a few other shit coins. I wouldn't say a few other crap coins. I would say just you have other, or you have and you have crap coins, or and you have meme coins, or whatever you want to call them. But to say other in there, it's kind of implying that Solana, ADA, HBAR, XLM, and XRP are also crap coins. But I don't think anything really is. I just got charged AI, praying someday my AI agent will catch the rats and bad scammers we need. Cybersecurity bad. I thought everything was documented on the blockchain digital trail. I mean, you typically do have a digital trail, but it's just because you have a digital trail doesn't mean that you can always associate that with somebody, or it's a lot more complex in what they do, because sometimes they'll have these what do they call them, scramblers? I think that's what they call them, where even though they have that digital trail, though it's like they go off into a place that has just a web of connections, and it gets sorted out to different places, and then you can't really track it. It's very difficult to track from there. It's kind of like throwing your money into, if your money flows through an exchange, it's kind of difficult to see that because it all flows under one bucket, but still gets attributed to your account in a way. So you'll see the same address because it's the crypto exchange's address, and it's kind of like wherever that goes, now you have to try and follow a trail from there. It's very difficult. I work in railroad industry, and I tell coworkers about crypto. Most of the guys are into it and are mid to late 20s. I'm 41. Most guys 30 years or older feel like they've missed out. I get that a lot. A lot of people still feel like they've missed out a ton. I tell people that there's still a lot of opportunity in crypto, but the problem is that they'll want to follow what you've done and gain the same gains. And if they don't, they feel like it's a failure. And if they gain 90% and you're gaining 900%, they're like, why ain't I gaining the same thing? Well, you started later. You still gained 90%, but you can't expect to now gain 900% out of it. You have to have an exit plan based off of what reality is telling you. I will take XRP for payment. I will as well. I'm selling property by owner on my YouTube channel, and I will buy more XRP. Interesting. $30 XRP possible? Yeah. I'm looking all the way up to, yes, it can go a lot higher, but my range for selling most of my XRP is around the $100 mark, the like kind of that level, right? Yes, it can go a lot further, but I don't need to be greedy. That's the thing, is most of what I'm going to do with the money is going to go to things like charity, is going to go to things like setting up our family's life pretty much forever with our dividend portfolio, and then also still having money in cryptocurrency and reinvesting in the bear market as well. Because I honestly don't think the bear market's going to be as aggressive as it was last bear market. You see the fall off, right? The first bear market that I've seen, you're looking at 90%. Then it goes down to like 85%. Then it's at like 82 or 81%. And this recent bear market is like 75, I believe, percent overall. When you look at Bitcoin, it dropped maybe a little bit further. Ethereum dropped a little bit further, but overall, you didn't really see. You saw like 75%. So it's going to continue to drop. I think it's going to be in the 70s, maybe even for this one with all the acceptance and ETFs and Bitcoin and Ethereum and the XRP reserves. You're going to see a lot less of an impact because you're going to have more consistency, kind of like similar to the stock market. That's the way that I look at it. Dude, it's not going to $100. I can't even hit an all-time high over 8 years. I mean, that's, again, you're entitled to your own opinion. I'm not going to hate your opinion. I can disagree with your opinion, but I looked at the numbers. I looked at the what's going to happen, what I believe is going to happen, as well as what is happening right now, part of that. And it's showing me that a $5 trillion market cap, not insane for a cryptocurrency. If you think that XRP can't get to a $5 trillion market cap, with Bitcoin already hitting a $2 trillion market cap and XRP being more valuable in use than Bitcoin, of course, as long as, we see this continue, right? We see this trend of kind of partnering in a way with XRP, the government understanding what XRP is going to be and why XRP can be valuable, because they didn't need to include XRP in there, but they did because they understand the value of what XRP is going to be. And also, they could potentially take some of that escrow and use that as a reserve. And the partnerships that Ripple already has, it's just going to be massive. So you can have your own opinion. I'll be comfortable with my cool multiple millions of dollars I'm able to gain just from XRP alone. So rather you have 100 in crypto or 100K, you might look back 3 years from now and go, wow, that was $2.50 in 2025. Now it's 18. It's never too late. I agree. There's going to be people that look back just like they did with Bitcoin, but except they're going to look back at it with an understanding that this is a traditional way, or not a traditional, but a way for traditional investors to invest into, and more of a consistent mover and a thing that is highly usable. And they're going to go, I could have been a part of that. It's going to be similar to what was with the internet. It's going to be similar to what was with Amazon and a Tesla, but at a more massive scale than even that, right? Where people are like, I should have invested in Amazon at $19. Probably should have. I wasn't really into the stock market at those levels, right? At that time, at all. Not even close. Not even close to the age to be interested in it. But many people are going to say the same things. They're going to say, I should have invested in the XRP way back when. And they're going to say the same things that they said for Bitcoin, but just with a little bit more understanding that crypto is going to be highly usable rather than where Bitcoin is right now, and still having those questions. When you're mining Bitcoin and you have 10,000 Bitcoin and now you have none, and you could have had that 10,000 Bitcoin or something, but you sold all of it, or lost all of it, or thought it wasn't going to be worth anything, I mean, that's on you, right? So ADA mentioned as a pump and dump, man. It makes 0 sense. I don't think so. I like ADA. I have 55 acres. I need to eliminate some property and put back into Bitcoin and compensate for my losses. I feel like property is a good investment. You have 55 acres, as long as you're doing something with the 55 acres. I mean, if you're just holding on to land and not doing anything with it, then maybe that's not necessarily the best thing. However, over time, that's still going to grow because owning land is still going to be a lot more valuable than just owning or having money to invest in different places. I feel like land is very valuable. I only own the property that I have. I would love to own more property, and I feel like the more property you own, the more value that you have for decades and decades to come, maybe centuries to come. You have 55 acres and watching Matt's live stream, dude. What's wrong with watching my? I know people that have millions of dollars. Why? What's wrong with people watching my live stream that has property or has money? So you don't think that um, that people have money that are watching my live stream? Um, Guys, just look at the chart, not the stories. Here's a straight up pump and dump. I mean, again, it's totally up to you, in your opinion. You can invest in whatever you want to, but I know for a fact I've been able to have success over my lifetime in what I have invested into and what I have done. So it's fine. As what you just said, people that are watching my live streams don't have property and don't have money. So uh, who are you and what you've said, right? Just using your own words against you to say that you've looked at the chart and you understand the chart. Um, uh, it will not disrupt the XRP case. Others will use it as a reserve. I think XR or XLM is good as well. I don't have any of it. I know that a lot of people do, and they strongly believe in that project, and I see the success as well. Just because I don't have it doesn't mean I don't believe in the success that it's going to have. So I don't see it as a disruption to XRP. I don't see it as a disruption to anything really. I think it's going to be worth quite a bit. But again, I haven't done enough research into it. The more that I've researched that I do into it, like the more that I want to buy and own it. And I feel like I already own enough, and I don't want to spend any more money on cryptocurrency as of right now. I want to wait until we actually have whatever the bear market is going to be. That's when I want to fully invest into newer cryptocurrencies. But right now, we're still pre altcoin season. Um, so there's still a lot of opportunities that are out there. It's just I was invested from the start, from the bottom of the bear market, and kept investing at the bottom of the bear market to where we are today. And I want to see that continue to thrive. So I have a problem with American Airlines taking me out of service, forcefully retired. Time to sue and get a good lawyer, and I'll buy more XRP. I mean, again, it's up to you, whatever you're doing. Good luck on your journey. In the past, what coin did you have absolutely faith in that ended up failing? And what actually happened? What coin did I have absolute faith in that ended up failing? Um, I don't think I have any coins that I've um, had like the most faith in and have failed because they haven't lived out their life yet. So, seeing that I invest in Kronos, when I first invested in Kronos, I can say I invested at 39, I want to say it was 39 cents. I invested more at 31 before it went to 50 cents, to where I even told my brother-in-law, like, look, this is going to be a great play. It's at 50 cents. I think it's going to be worth a lot more in the altcoin season, when the bull market in the altcoin season. And it ended up dropping all the way down. It ended up dropping all the way down to about 5 cents in the height of the bear market. And that's a time period where I wanted to pick up as much as possible. Got my cost basis or my average down to 12 cents. And I currently have 400,000 CRO. Didn't pan out the right way. I still believe that CRO is going to go to a level of $1 to $3 and possibly have a lot more hype, depending on if it becomes an S-tier exchange, the offering of those exchanges to U.S. residents, as well as being able to implement CRO in so many different places that I feel as though you have that success coming forward. So right now, to a lot of people, it may seem like a failure. Right now, it may seem like, CRO is at 8 cents, 9 cents. So it's still below my cost basis, but I see so much success in that. So I don't necessarily have something that hasn't played out the way that I expected it to, because I don't have any short-term plays that I'm looking to off right now. I'm looking to sell everything. You could say any of the positions, even Grok. Grok has come down a massive amount. I still believe that that's going to be a bigger player in the game. And if it doesn't come out to my max level, this is why I always tell people to have a exit plan. Because if you have an exit plan, once you get to the level that you're willing to accept your initial investment, you now have your initial investment. It never is a failure. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't get to the highest point that you believed it to get to, but you still profited in the end, which is never a failure. Never is. CRO is definitely a long-term hold. I believe that. Yeah. What do you make of CRO burn reversal proposal? I haven't looked into that. Let's see what's the detail of that CRO. Let me see. Since March 3rd, Kronos proposed to reissue 70 billion burn tokens with a 10-year lockup schedule. Kronos proposed to reissue 70 billion coins. I don't think that's going to be something that flies at all. That's over time diluting CRO investors. So I would say no. Because that also has to get approval to do so. Boost development of Kronos. Vote to reissue CRO to run until March 17th. I'm going to propose the vote itself starting a March 3rd, and voting will run until March 17th. Once accepted, the proposal will be implemented and previously announced Kronos blockchain. CRO voting is earliest stage, points to a positive view of proposal, and the probability says yes vote. And the first day, only 0.5 of the CRO supply exercise will right to vote. In the days, the quorum must reach 33.4% for CRO and the right to vote for the proposal. Yeah, that's not going to be a thing. If it is, then what that does is then dilute the max level of where you're going to get to. I mean, during this bull run, no, it still doesn't dilute it, not as much, but over time it would, which means it doesn't affect the less of a, I wouldn't say not long term, because it would be about a year plus of things, but it would affect it in the next decade of where the price will be, just not the market cap. So still doesn't really affect my exit plan unless it's more of an aggressive reissuance. But that's something I've honestly never heard of, is reissuing burn tokens. Once you have those burn tokens, it's over. So that's definitely something that's very, very interesting. Do you remember Wonderland? I don't. Will 2K XRP get me 50K within 4 months? What do you say? Will 2K XRP get you 50K? So will it get to $25 in the next 4 months? No. I would say no. But you can look for $25 in not really a long-term output, but within this altcoin season, you can possibly see the level of 20 to 25. Obviously, with certain places, I will be taking my initial investment as well as a little bit of profit as time goes on from there. But yeah, the $25 level, that you would need it to get to $25 now, in like basically in the next 4 months, which would mean seeing it in August or July. Bye, everyone. Good luck on your crypto journeys. I've been out of crypto since 2023, but I'm ready to get back in. Well, hopefully you find good entry points on certain plays. 88 to $5 a cycle. I would say so, yeah. I see that over well over a $100 billion market cap. I see that at the level of reaching $200+ billion. Ugh. Especially with understanding that that's part of the reserve as well. All right, guys, I have to get out of here. It's been about an hour and a half. If you could, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, those links are in the description. Don't forget about my link for BTCC. If you guys are interested in this platform, it's a great platform that you'll get a 10% deposit bonus as well as extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage if you wanted to. I don't ever recommend it. I recommend more of like a 2 to 10x leverage. Anywhere in between there is usually good. But set yourself a stop loss if you're going to do that, whether you're shorting or you're buying long. But yeah, check it out. Link is in the description. You can trade outright. You can buy leverage trades. You can also demo trade if you want to. But I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching, taking the time out of your day to watch me and listen to me, and in some cases argue with me, I guess. But hold a couple CRO points. No. But appreciate you asking. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.